What's up, guys? Hellglash back here with another Lineage 2 Revolution video. I'm going to talk about Adena saving tips and ways to make Adena. Not the usual things that you see in everybody else's video, a little bit more obscure things, a little more nuanced tricks, hopefully. So let's get this really. Sorry about the video quality in the last video. I think there's some good information there. Don't watch the video, just listen to it. Pretend it's a podcast. So with that being said, let's get into the tips. The first thing, everybody talks about dailies, weeklies, all that stuff. Yeah, you got to do them. That's where you're going to get your gold. You're going to get your gold from the daily dungeon. But I'm talking about ways that you can kind of save Adena or get a little extra Adena other than the normal stuff that everybody talks about. So, one of the things you can do is, try not to teleport and save those teleport scrolls for when you really need them. When you're hunting people or jump into world bosses where you're going to get a lot of value. If you're just walking 130 meters, just walk. It doesn't take that much time. That'll save you some gold. Then on your daily quests, never finish your quests by pressing the gold button to finish quests. They all get done in the day in time. It's not a big deal. That's just a waste. You spend like 10, 20, 50,000 Adena to finish them and you're only getting 4,000 back. So just make sure you don't do that. That's a big waste. Now on to the bigger tips here. And by the way, we're going to open some high-end accessory boxes and some other boxes that I've got from Clan store or Clan gifts. So stick around for that at the end. The big thing where you're going to save a ton of Adena is by focusing on end game equipment. Figure out early what your end game equipment is and invest in that. If it means holding off and not upgrading other weapons, that's really important. Focus on your end game. That literally can save you hundreds of thousands, if not million Adena by not upgrading stuff that you may or may not use in the future. So that's a big one. Figure out what you want to do your research, go on Reddit, watch YouTube videos, figure out what your end game, what you want to do. Do you want the best PvP gear? Do you want the best enemy gear for farming and doing open world stuff? Figure that out. Figure out what accessory set you want and then invest in those. Don't invest in stuff that you're not going to use. That's a huge thing. Now a couple things that are a little bit more smaller, to get Adena. In your quests, a small one here, in your clan solo quests you get every day, there's quests that give gold and quests that give relics. Grab those. The gold is a for sure 10,000 every day when you do those. And the relics, don't ignore them. Relics can produce a lot of Adena for you. So, if you need soul shots or those other things, but I think going for the gold and the relic quests will produce more gold in the long run. If you're getting to a point like where I am, where you've got all this gear maxed at R30 or whatever it is, or SR30 or whatever it is, but you don't have the upgrade stones to upgrade them and you're getting all this equipment, a lot of people are turning off their gear and setting it to don't pick up B's, don't pick up C's, only pick up A's and above. You're still better off picking that stuff up and then doing bulk sales. So you can set your filters to get rid of what you want. So I'm still upgrading my weapon, but I'm kind of maxed out right now. I'm kind of stuck on my gear, so I've got it set to select all armor and B's and below, and then I can just quickly sell that, and it doesn't take a lot of time, and you can get to it. So when you're doing like a hot time in a dungeon where you get a lot of equipment, you can produce like 2,000 gold every couple minutes by filling up and selling that stuff. So that's a good way to generate a little extra Adena. And then sell extra inventory of things you don't need. Once you get past a certain level, scrolls, like it's unlikely that I'm going to get these B-level scrolls up to where I would need them. Or if you get like level 20, 50 scrolls you're not using, just sell those. Then also like old letters from events, things like that. Extra monster cores. I think I've got quite a few. Like here's an extra Spirit Shepherd cord. Can't use that. I mean, it's not a lot of gold, but just sell them, free them up. There's an extra Cena core. Obviously, if you get the blue diamond ones, put those on the trading post. Some of the bigger cores are a little bit more. These are just other cores I haven't. Some of them I haven't registered yet, so I don't want to sell those too much. But you get, I don't think you can sell the P letters from the dice game. So those are kind of just stuck up inventory. But like the first letter game we had, there was a bunch of letters at the end. You can sell those, get rid of those. So sell extra low grade equipment you can't use to upgrade, sell other things that you don't need. Be careful not to sell things that you do want and do need. So like old scrolls, extra cores, things like that will generate a little bit of Adena. Now to things. One thing, here's kind of a big ticket item you can sell is, like right now I have finished all my world bosses, so I don't need a Gluteal Boss Summoning Stone for Cena and Amadeus and whoever's in that one. I could try to sell it for blue gems, but there's a lot of them out there and nobody uses them. But unlike most items that sell for almost nothing, this sells for 10,000 Adena. So there you go. So even though you might be done with your bosses in certain summoning stone areas, you don't need them, still collect the fragments, still bind them together and sell them for a profit. So that's kind of a good one that can generate some Adena that you could badly need. And then one of the final things here, it's kind of a tricky thing. They fixed this free soul crystal upgrade thing. There was a period of time where you could bind soul crystals for free. They fixed that in the last patch, unfortunately. But there is a way. You'll find that a couple things, like don't put crystals in just for the sake of crystals, because it can be very expensive to remove crystals. So let's look at this weapon here. We'll go into soul crystals. This is kind of a big one. This can save you a lot of money by not having to. So if I wanted to remove, let's say, this C crystal, it would be 5,000. So that's a big deal. What did I? Oh, okay. All right. And then like a bigger one would be 25,000. So be very careful about putting crystals in the wrong spot, the ones you don't want to get rid of. So there's two things you can do if you got crystals in the wrong spot. Like C crystals, you can sell them, or B crystals, you can sell, and then you don't have to pay the 5,000 to remove it, but then you can actually get some Adena. But even better, if you've got the crystals to upgrade it, you can actually upgrade it in its place. So you don't have to remove it to upgrade it. So if you didn't know that and you removed it, it would cost you 5,000 before you spent 20,000 to upgrade it, but you can upgrade it right in its spot. And actually, now it became a sellable. So you could remove it and try to sell it for blue diamonds if you wanted. But that's a big thing. Be very careful about unequipping. You can either sell them or bind them in place, and that will definitely save you some dough, right? I think I can't do that one again, but if I had another C in here or some other low grade crystals like this one, I can actually, instead of removing it and putting a B in, because I have all these C's, I can just upgrade it in place, and that would actually save me the Adena of removing it. So there you go. And it appears to change them into blue gem crystals. So maybe if you want to sell crystals on the trading post, that's a good way to do it. So hopefully you can get a couple nuggets. I'm sure some of you knew many of these Adena tips, but hopefully you found a couple that'll be helpful. And again, to reiterate, the biggest thing is just upgrade in equipment that you really want, and that's the big thing. So I am going to open, what I got, an equipment box here. Let's pop that open. High grade equipment box, see what we get. And again, these were for high contributions to my clan for the week and our rewards for doing dungeons. So go back to my video about getting red star stones and things like that, and being maxing your contributions every week. I'll put a card up on the right, and that's kind of how you're going to get your clan leader to give you these gifts. So let's just pop both of these open. Hopefully we get some like R level or higher elven gear. No, we didn't. We got a couple 8 earrings, but I do kind of want to build a black ore set, so that'll be cool. And I'll be hopefully feeding some of those into it. So we didn't get anything really awesome in those boxes, but that's kind of the way chests and boxes work in games. So thanks for tuning in. Hopefully we saved you some Adena, or made you some Adena today. Subscribe, like, comment these videos, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Heliclash. Thanks for tuning in.